going on, everyone? So the Atlanta Hawks are just not a very good basketball team. They're a team out here giving up 73 points to Luka Doncic and currently sitting at the 11th seed out of the play-in entirely. They are technically tied with the Brooklyn Nets for the 10th seed, but it's just they're on a 4-game losing streak. Their season's done. They're not going to do anything. They're already shopping Dejounte Murray. We'll see where he ends up landing. So far, based on reports, all signs kind of point towards the Los Angeles Lakers, but you never know, right? Atlanta doesn't have to trade Murray, but it's in their best interest too. It just doesn't make any sense. You're not going anywhere. You're not doing anything. And now you're even hearing talks of Tre Young potentially even being traded. And personally, it's just me personally. Of course, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions, so let me know down in the comments below. Also, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. But I think that they need to just trade Tre Young. I think that they need to just basically tear this thing down to the studs. Recoup as many assets, as many draft picks as possible, and just kind of just hit the reset button for the franchise, right? Now, look, Tre Young is an incredible talent. I just don't buy him as the best player on a championship team. Tre Young is absolutely dynamic, and when he's on, he is incredible, right? Excellent playmaker, has led the league in assists, and when he's on, guy is just dynamic. He can completely take over and win a game by himself at times. But in that same breath, there are a lot of times where he just completely just shoots his team out of the game. He loves to jack up and take a ton of threes, but he's not Steph Curry. He's not out here. Yes, he has the range and he has the distance, but he's actually not a great three-point shooter, right? Like, take this year, for example. He's 36% on 9 attempts. He is a career 35% three-point shooter. His best shooting season was the 2021-2022 season, in which he shot 38.2% on 8 attempts. Outside of that, he's been terrible. Last year, he was 33.5%. In 2020, 2021, 34.3%. And then 2019, 2020 was 36.1%. And his rookie year, he was 32.4%. He's high volume, doesn't shoot a great percentage, and is an incredible liability on the defensive side of things. Again, very dynamic, excellent player. I do think, if you have the right stars around him, he's a guy that you could win with as maybe your second or third best player. But if he's your guy, I just don't buy him leading you to an NBA championship. I just don't. That's just me. And look, he's still very young at 25 years old, so there's still plenty of room for growth and development and stuff. But you can't teach height, and he's undersized. And unless he just magically becomes like a 40% three-point shooter on 9 attempts per game and has just a better understanding of the game, I just don't see it, personally. And also, I do believe there was a point where Atlanta was on the right path, where Atlanta was headed in the right direction. And I think the worst thing that happened to Atlanta was them making the conference finals, because I think they believed that they were better than they actually were. And rather looking at the circumstances, we're like, hey, we're off to the races. Let's go make that big impact trade. I think that they took way too long to trade John Collins. I think that they should have traded him years ago. And I just think that they should have waited for the right piece. But instead, they thought it was a great idea to go get a guy in Dejounte Murray, who was like a point guard, and try to make that pair and work with Tre Young. I don't really get it. Again, you're talking about a very high usage rate. I mean, even this year, playing alongside Dejounte Murray, he has a 31% usage rate. He's a minus 83 on the season, right? So Dejounte Murray was the last guy that I believe that they needed to go and trade for, and they needed to get. It just, again, to me, it didn't make any sense, right? And now you have a guy in Dejounte Murray who is supposed to be your point guard, who was an all-star and all-defensive guy as a point guard, and now he has a usage rate of under 25% this year of 24.6. Right? So it's just, how are you ever supposed to have success when Tre Young is so on ball? He is best as your point guard and playmaker. They should have just stayed the course, personally. And now I just think tear it all down. Bogdanovich could probably yield you some decent assets. Clint Capella, you know how many teams are in the market for a guy that's kind of looking like he's on the decline? Not that Clint Capella isn't a good player, but there's very few teams that could need him. But even if you could get a couple seconds for Capella, right, make it happen. Take on some bad contracts if you can get a first, right, and just basically hit the reset button, right? Trade Hunter, trade everybody, and basically just build around the young guys. Keep AJ Griffin, keep Jalen Johnson, right? Keep the young guys, stack up some draft picks, and see what you could get. You'll probably get an insane return for Tre Young. You're going to get, if let's say they do the Lakers trade, right? That's going to yield you a first round pick based on the reports. First round pick, a pick swap. And then Atlanta wants to reroute D'Angelo Russell elsewhere. So let's say you get an expiring contract because that's what they want. Again, we're just going off of the reports. So let's say you clear Dejounte Murray's salary and you get a first round pick and a pick swap. Now you got that in your treasure chest. Then in the offseason, I would try to trade everybody this season except for Tre Young. Wait for the offseason to trade Tre Young. Unless you just get some like blown away offer. But I think in the offseason, you'll probably have teams that had hopes of success and ended up falling apart, right? And now they're like desperate. But I just think you tear it down to the studs. You keep Tre Young and all the young guys. You get those guys some experience on the season. You let Tre Young just run rampant and basically take 100 shots a game, average 70 points. Boom, there you go. And you just kind of hit that, all right, we're going in this rebuild direction. And then you'll probably get 4 firsts and some players, maybe even more, for Tre Young. And then, whatever you get for like I said, Capella, let's say you get 2 firsts 2 seconds for Capella. Let's say you get 2 seconds for Bogdanovich or a protected first, right? Whatever, right? Let's say you get a protected first for Hunter. Now you got 6, 7, 8, 9 first plus your own. And to me, it's just go that approach. It sucks that, you traded what you traded for Dejounte Murray and you're kind of in this spot. But hey, sometimes you just got to cut your losses and move on. And I just think that that's the best approach for Atlanta. I think you field the biggest offers. I think you'll have teams that are bidding and trying to buy to get Tre Young. I think if you could get a couple young up-and-coming guys that you like, right, get a couple young pieces that, maybe make sense for your future, do that, hit the reset button. Because based on the reports from Atlanta, they want to build around Johnson and Tre Young. Right? Johnson's been very good for them. I get it. But, and look, I get Tre Young. He's only 25. So there's still plenty of time for him to kind of, like, you could hit the reset button and in 3 years, maybe you have a contender and Tre Young would still be 28. But it's like, for what? Right? Like, again, is Tre Young your best player on a championship team? Like, what direction are you going? Where are you headed? Where you got a guy in Jalen Johnson who's 22 years old, good size at 6'8", 219. He's averaging 15 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. There's your building block right there. Let him grow, develop, and do his thing. Keep the other young guys and just unload everybody else and see what you can get, where you can send this. And, you have Griffin he's 6'6", right? 20 years old. Let him get some run. Just let the young guys go be free. There you go. Now, go be free. Go have fun. Good luck to you. that's kind of my thoughts on it. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Do you think, no, you got to keep Tre Young? Do you think, no, trade Tre Young, hit the reset button, hit the rebuild button. Let's turn this thing around. Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Now subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.